Hi, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we will talk about why do we need to use Hadoop over the conventional analytic platforms. So, Hadoop or a big data can store any kind of a data at scale, whether it's structured, unstructured, semi-structured, or be it logs or any kind of a thing. Conventional data storage has a limited amount of capacity, whether it is a compute or storage, when it comes to on-premise implementation, whereas big data is meant for scaling up to petabyte size or maybe even more. Now, it completely depends on us how we want to look at the conventional platform, where we just have option to do the analytics over the structured and relational data. However, in the big data or Hadoop environment, you have got option of storing any type of data, and then you can you can scale it up to petabyte or hexabyte size, and maybe it is very much reliable, and redundant storage is available, and the performance is also good. And when I talk about performance, I'm not talking about a small quantity of data. I'm talking about a data of the size of petabyte, exabyte kind of a thing. So over that, when you talk about a distributed environment, when you give lots of you make lots of chunks of data over the distributed system, and then you submit the job, and it does the the analytics, aggregates the results and present it to you in a much faster way. So that is why we would recommend to have Hadoop for analytics over the conventional way of the reporting tools that we have nowadays. Last but not the least, if you look at the current the cutthroat competition, you will see that nowadays business does not have much time to think over the cost, and they are not even in a position to invest too much of money upfront, which is why the Hadoop system is best for storing all kind of data and at one place, and then you can make use of multiple tools that we have to do the analytics, machine learning algorithm, and do all sorts of crunching, and then you can come up with reports in a very quick turnaround time. If you look at the other features of Hadoop, Hadoop is an open source framework that facilitates the storage and processing of large data set. Apache Hadoop is the best solution for the storing and processing big data. Storage and processing speed is quite nice, as I explained earlier. Like we're talking about data volumes and the variety of the data, which is constantly increasing. So whether it is a social media or Internet of Things, all these things can be stored at one place, and then the analytics can be applied to get a meaningful information. The computing power that we have, Hadoop is a distributed computing model, so you have faster data processing that enables business to go ahead with their business decisions in a much quicker time. Fault tolerance, definitely. Data and application processing are protected against hardware failure. So if one node goes down, the other one takes over, and you have redundancy built in the Hadoop system. So it's a safe environment. Of course, it's flexible. Like unlike in a traditional relational databases, you don't have to pre-process data before storing it. You can store as much as data as you want and decide how to use it later. So it's all like you just keep on storing the data from all the sources. Later you can clean it, you can make it little bit meaningful, and then you can start doing the analytics over it. So that way it is flexible. You have large capacity to store all sorts of data. Of course, the open source framework is free and uses commodity hardware, so the cost is low and the scalability is easy. You can actually add a number of nodes to it as in when you require, and that will actually scale up the entire Hadoop ecosystem for you to store and do the required compute. So hope this lecture was useful. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.